Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. It's 6:04, June 26, 2024, here at the City Council Chambers. I'm calling to order the City of Laredo Port of Entry Advisory Committee meeting. Moving to the next item, roll call. Mónica Salinas.
Here.
Carlos Fernandez. Jesús Olivares. Here. J.D. Gonzalez. Present. Ofelio Quintanilla. Luis Hinojosa. Rick Laurel is absent. Arturo here. Emilio Richet, absent. Jean Lingram. Present. Rodolfo Garza. Here. Jorge Cavazos is out of town. Jason Hinojosa, not here. Gerardo Maldonado, not here. And David Puig. Let the record show that a quorum of the committee members is present, that this meeting is duly called, and that the notice of the meeting was posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. And we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item. Is there any public citizens meeting comments? No. All right. Approval of the minutes.
Motion.
Motion by Mónica Salinas, second by Mr. Gonzalez.
If I may, Chairman,
Yes.
Yvette Limon for the record. On the minutes for the meeting of May 29th, I will make a correction. The title page, the heading is incorrect. I will make the correction and send it to you all by email.
Thank you.
On the date or what?
On the date,
On
I
the
used
date.
the same template from the May 1st, and I didn't go back and change.
In which one is which?
The smaller package is a May 1st. The bigger package is a May 29th meeting.
Any comments? Any other comments? All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Next item. Item for discussion. Discussion, update, and possible action on the contingency plan for the city of Laredo when the Mexican system is down, which causes traffic congestion and any other matters incident thereto.
Chairman, Yvette Limon again for the record, if I may. I know Chairman Laurel indicated that he wanted this topic as a recurring event in every meeting to keep the process evolving. Here today to provide you an update is staff from the Laredo Police Department.
Ayla.
Good evening.
Thank you for coming.
Good evening, everyone. For the record, Benito Martinez, the Deputy Chief, and we have a Captain.
Captain Gerardo Gonzalez with the Laredo Police Department for the record.
So as regarding one of the updates, we through our mobile phone application, which works with both the iPhone and the Android, we were able to create a group. It's a commercial motor vehicle work group that will allow members, to join, and what that will do, it will allow for us to provide instant messaging, all in one platform, as things are developing. So you can say in real time. So again, we're working on rolling that out through our PIOs. They're working. They created a worksheet. It's kind of a step-by-step. It'll guide you, what to do, how to download the app, how to join, and we'll be working with Ms. Saldaña from the Port Laredos. I'm sorry, I need to get some water, but yeah, that's basically what we're doing so far. And again, this is all to enable communications in real time, which will help us with the traffic flow. So, unless you all have any questions, but that's
Is the app in the communication is meant to be in internal government employees, right? The port.
No, it's going to be for the public. So we're rolling it out. Like I said, we're going to work with Alma Saldaña from Port Laredos to, we're creating a step-by-step, a page that provides a step-by-step instruction as far as how to go about it, to download it, to become a member, and that will streamline the communication, and it'll be in real time.
And it'll be part of that El Laredo.
Yeah, the Laredo Police
PDF.
Department app, correct.
Okay.
And one of the things we ask also of you to go back and promote that and not only promote it, but encourage, especially drivers to join because, again, it's always crucial as far as the communication, to put it out there, and that's also good. We also have the ability to provide maps of the routes, instructions of what to do, what not to do, depending on the event at the time. That's all I have for now.
Is there a
Captain,
target date or is there?
We're starting actually today, we're rolling it out, so it's
Oh.
ready to go. So again,
Excellent.
that's what we're asking for you all to help us promote it and encourage, especially drivers to.
So just to understand, through the app, inside the app, there's a specific group for commercials.
You're gonna go to the app, again, we're providing step-by-step instructions, but basically you go in the app and you go into the settings and then you go to the groups and you're gonna select the commercial motor vehicle. So
Oh, there it
again,
is, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
only
you
one
did it.
group, so.
So
there's
then
no-
you join, you enable the notifications, and again, what that will do is gonna it's gonna help us provide real-time information, as the things are going on. And we're also gonna add maps, things like that, so that'll be very good as far as the traffic flow. As far as the operations, Captain Gonzalez can speak about the actual plan that we have in place. Unless you all have any questions.
Any questions?
Yeah, made reference to, I don't know if you're the right person, but the metrics, do you know how many people join your app or is it just something for you guys?
Yeah, we could check, we could be monitoring that, but again, we're in the process of promoting that and we can use all the help we can, especially, your industry, especially drivers, again, to join in. That's gonna help us, with the traffic flow because it's always been the issue of communication, so again, this would be more real time.
I think we'll be able to do that. For instance, Jerry Maldonado, who probably wasn't able to come. He has the Laredo Motor Carriers Association. He can blast that out. The Laredo Licensed Just Customs Brokers, right? He can blast that out.
And also Carlos Fernandez.
Yeah, so our PIOs, Joey Baeza and Jose Espinosa will be working, on blasting that out. And again, it's a worksheet and it's a kind of a cheat sheet. It'll give you step by step on what to do, how to download the app and how to join that channel. So, unless you all have anything else regarding that, if not, again, like I said, Captain Gonzalez can speak about the actual route that we have right now, the latest route that we have.
I have a question about the app.
Yes.
First of all, I want to say thank you for doing that. I think it's awesome. I mean, it looks very well organized. Mr. Lindgren, I think you just tried to get on there and it was super easy. I think this was the perfect vehicle for what the problems we've been talking about because this app is very popular and I've always heard nothing but good things on it. So the programmer did all this, like you guys requested the app programmer
Correct.
do it? Like it wasn't an internal thing?
No, we're working with a programmer to do it through Investigator Baeza.
And there's no limit on how many people can sign up? Like essentially every citizen in Laredo and
Yes,
anybody can sign up?
anybody can sign up, and that's what we're asking, to help us promote it. And
Because you all are very good about sending out alerts, so it would go out, not just on social media, but it would go out through here.
through this application, and that specific channel. I don't know if you've done it, but it's
No, I
a
haven't
commercial motor vehicle.
Settings.
If you go to you go to the app, go to the settings, and then go to the groups, and it's gonna show that, gonna populate the commercial motor vehicle channel, and then you join and enable notifications, and we're good to go.
I'm gonna request PIO or to promote this, do some kind of video showing people how easy it is. And then we can advertise and encourage people to sign up, because I think this is gonna be great. Great job on that, thank you.
Thank you all. And unless you have anything, like I said, Captain Gonzalez can speak of the actual route we're using right now.
He'll take the tough questions.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, Captain Gerardo Gonzalez, for the record, Laredo Police Department. As the chief mentioned, the app, we just want to educate the drivers, like, hey, especially if they're still in the yard. They're still in the yard, stay in the yard if the system is down. You receive a notification, it's like, hey, don't add to the chaos. As far as the route, it's still the same route that we proposed, I think back in May, if I'm not mistaken. So it's basically doing a turnaround and getting them down there by the exit on Harleys and then sending them north on the frontage road along 35 and then making them turn around there before getting to Kill. It's been working. I know it's happened twice. The first time was kind of a learning curve, but the second time it pretty much went without a hitch. There's still some growing pains, but that's expected.
So you've
I've seen it work. I've seen it work, and for that reason, I brought Sergeant Eric Garza, and he's actually right now in the afternoon. So if anything happens, he would be the one that would be, deploying his troops over there and getting all the assets that we need in order to make it work. But he's actually seen it work. The only thing that we've run into is, as you know, when it gets there past McPherson on the loop, there's a little grade. So the truck drivers, they see that we're forcing everybody off, they stop a little bit before that. So the officer is kind of like, it's kind of far away for him to like walk over there and say, come on, move it. So, but I mean, we'll take care of that. That's just a little hiccup.
Any questions?
No, we had talked about utilizing all the message boards that are out there. Is that something that,
We do. Usually what we did, and I know we probably, and the sergeant can correct me if I'm wrong, we go to DPS, we go to, the Texas, they're off of Clark in the Loop, and we have the ability, with their permission, to kind of put on the board, especially that one on International, all traffic must exit here on the next exit. So that helps a lot.
That'll be a big help.
Yes.
What about the barrels that you offer?
I'm still looking for those barrels, but no, we still haven't acquired those barrels, but that's on our to-do list. Those would help a lot as well.
And I guess I'll ask the last question. The flyover, I remember in the meeting they discussed that they were almost ready to open the flyover going south. Have you heard anything?
No, I have not.
Like a date?
As a matter of fact, I went to the gym this morning, like around 5, and they were working on it. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure they said it should have been open already, but I don't want to confirm anything.
Yeah, we'll check with TechStop.
Yeah.
It's just a question.
Project.
No,
Yeah.
You don't have to worry. It's just a question and see if they gave you a date.
That will help, though. That will help. But
Definitely.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Anything else?
Gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bridge staff report.
Good evening again, committee members, Yvette Limon for the record. Starting at Columbia, we had a meeting between us, Kent Richard and myself, and the consultants, with Melissa Montemayor, Sid Milky, physically present. She had Dacio Marin virtual and David Randolph virtual. We were hosted by the folks from Nuevo Leon at their Codefront office. So we had a preliminary meeting to get started and make them aware of the process for the preparation of the presidential permit application. That is the first step. So we had a very good meeting, and we'll have future meetings. So once I know of the future meetings, I will let you all know in case you're able. You can participate or listen to see how the project is moving along.
But they're gonna file before the end of the year.
Oh, definitely. I know Mr. Neb gave them a deadline of October, early October, so they know they're on a time frame. They have to work efficiently and effectively and quickly so that we can get our application in, have it deemed complete by the Department of State, so that it can start the review process. That's the intent. So we're doing as much as we can to allow LJA to prepare the presidential permit application. As far as World Trade, you all are aware, I sent you the email. We received the presidential permit May 31st. So, I had no doubt we were gonna get it. It was just a matter of time. The environmental process continues, and that project is moving along. What that will allow the city is to be able to apply for grants, having that document and make the agencies aware that we were authorized to move forward with this project. So that will allow the city to seek funding opportunities, but the project itself continues on target and as planned.
Ms. Limon, could you give us a reminder on the targeted completion date for the NEPA and,
The NEPA should be
and the start of
completed.
construction?
Yeah, I'll share the timeline with you all as well when I set the email out, but for those here present and those watching, right? The target completion date for the NEPA process is September of 2026. They expect to begin the bid phase for the construction anywhere between January and April of 2026 to complete the construction project by December of 2027. So the NEPA should be completed in 2025, the bid phase for the construction beginning in 2026 and ending in December of 2027. That's for the World Trade.
Have you heard anything about the Mexican side on that regard? Like, I mean, they have been working on their part, or there have been any hiccups there? Or?
We have, since March that we participated in the binational meeting, we haven't had any meetings with them. But I know Sid is scheduling a meeting here, mid-July, I want to say, early July. And they're going to reach out to the folks from Tamaulipas so that they can participate in the meeting with us.
Pero they've
But they're,
before, I mean, there's control points that they have to do, and so that both of them target that point, and so they've met, they've done several things together.
yeah, we're going to kind of regroup with them again.
Do more officially, like the information, right?
Ms. Limon, you said that the start of construction is somewhere between January and April 2026.
That's the bid process,
Right, but the NEPA's targeted completion is September of that same year.
2025.
Okay.
I may have given you the wrong date.
Yeah,
September
2025.
September 2025, and then the bid phase for the construction, January 2026, to complete it by December 2027. Other than that, our budget process continues. Our traffic, I mean, with the minutes, I gave you all the information that was requested from the meetings during the workshop for the traffic contingency plan. I know Jerry Maldonado asked for a list of all the times that the system has been down, and I provided that list to you all. Knock on wood, since then, we haven't had, as Chief mentioned, we haven't had situations. I've been communicating with them. If I see some backup to, when looking at the cameras by, the camera that TxDOT has by Los Cabos, that's my indicator right before getting to I-35 to the crossover. So I message Anam and we're gonna move it on, and they kind of flush it out. So as of now, we've been coordinating very well. I also, during the last regular meeting in May, Monica asked for an average breakdown of by hour, the traffic by hour. I included that as well in the minutes for you all to see, and that's for southbound, that's for the city of Laredo. That doesn't include ANAM nor CBP. That's what we can get your reports on, southbound traffic, and that's for the month of May of 2024. It's actuals, right? Not average. It's actual
That is actual.
Ms. Lim-
crossings for the month of May.
I have a question, if I may. For lane 8, is there a reason why the numbers are significantly lower? And then does it cost us more resources to have that 8th lane open?
Lane 8 is designated as like empties. Because the lane on the bridge span is the one in the middle. So those that are empties know we have it designated, so they know that they take lane 8. those that are empties. Some may be empty but use the other lanes, but for the most part, that's the lane we use for empty. Sometimes we don't open it because it's way far out of our facilities. We open the lanes closer to the building, but that may be the reason why you see lower numbers.
And each lane is not staffed.
We do staff lanes, but sometimes we do have them unmanned. And let's say a collector in lane 3 oversees 3 and 4. If a situation occurs in lane 4, they get out of their booth, go into the other lane, do whatever they need to do, and then come back. So there's times where collectors do monitor several lanes.
So you don't have a staff member only on lane 8?
Yes, we do. When we have adequate staff, yes, we do.
Okay.
And if not, then the lane 7 manages lane 8.
Okay. Thank you.
If I may, Ken Richard, Assistant Bridge Director for the record. If you can see on this also, usually the drivers have preference. They always like to go straight down the middle of the runway and don't want to veer off to the, lower numbers or the higher numbers. They pretty much stay, and that's pretty much for all 4 bridges. They just kind of want to do a direct route and not have to move as well.
Question, if I may. Does that contribute to the backing up? Like, if they are not funneling out, is there a point where they clog up if these lanes are not open? I mean, these lanes are open but not receiving because they've chosen to block off? No? Does that happen?
All our lanes are automated, so they work
Yeah.
equally the same. So one doesn't stop because there's nobody in there or whatever. It's automated, it reads a tag, and it charges their account and they're out.
No, but I'm saying, does it contribute to the line being super long?
When we have a backup, it's because ANAM is processing slower, the bridge span is full, and they have to hold traffic because we can't push more onto the bridge span.
But it's not like if they only want to take the center, no? There's nothing
I
to
mean,
do.
they take whatever lanes we have open, but sometimes, I mean, as you picture World Trade, as they're coming in from the 3 lanes, the ones that are on the outside lane or on the west side lane go through lanes 3, 4, 5, and then the one next to it goes through 5, 6, 7, and like that. That's kind of how they.
Well, like it happens at the checkpoint when you're leaving, like there's a lot of lanes, but it's only 2 lanes, getting there. And then by the time you get there, you have to fan out. But because people are not fanning out, the line is longer to get there.
They do. They see whichever lane is available, and they want to get through. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, if I could comment on this, by the way, thank you. This is wonderful information. I'm pleasantly surprised that once we hit the 9 o'clock hour, it's 10,000
Guys,
to 20,000 all the way up until 11 o'clock.
Yeah, and that was a purpose. I think that was a discussion to maximize the use of the 16-hour days. So you can see where we have slower traffic earlier in the morning, and then it peaks and we have the higher volume, and then it kind of slows down after 9
I love it.
p.m.
Thank you.
But that's normally the trend. But I know in meetings back, they explain the whole logistics process of how it works. And yes, we do want to maximize the use of the 16-hour days, but sometimes it's not possible.
It become to my attention that our peak hours, it's from 1 to 5. Is that a standard pattern?
For the most part.
Because usually we saw the traffic after 6 or 7, like on the loop.
Yeah, when we have a backup, if Mexico isn't processing efficiently, then at that hour, 3, 4, if you start stacking up, it'll just build on that. But if Mexico processes efficiently and it flows, we don't see the backup.
Rodolfo, is there any situation on the Mexican system after 6 that they process slow the pedimentos or something like that?
Not specifically, no. I mean, it's just, whenever the system is down, it's down.
Or lack of personnel. Sometimes the drivers tell us that it's lack of personnel.
It starts to back up a little bit because it starts earlier, the bigger amount of movement and yeah, it might happen, but it's not specifically something with the system at that hour.
Rodolfo, I think the guy behind the window wants you to hit the right
The right.
button to turn on your mic when you talk. There you go.
There you go. No, but it's in the peak hours, no, it's where they clog up.
Yeah.
It's not the system. Bueno,
Also, the increase to the insufficient fund fee was approved by council. The ordinance was posted in the newspaper, so it has become effective. So now it will be $100 plus the per axle fee for insufficient fund U-turns, and mandatory that they leave a credit card on file and enroll in the auto replenish. That's mandatory. So I know I've communicated to staff. We're gonna take it on a case-by-case basis because they were ready to say, okay, if they don't comply, do we inactivate tags? And it's like, okay, we take it on a case-by-case basis. We make phone calls, we encourage, we advise them of the ordinance, make them comply, and if they ultimately refuse to comply, then we'll take more drastic measures by inactivating their tags until they comply. So,
I have a question about that. So if I'm doing the math correctly, you've got 1,432 auto replenish accounts, commercial accounts, out of 5,091 commercial accounts. Is that correct?
Okay, repeat that number
Because
if you may.
there are
I'm
two
sorry.
separate charts. So the auto replenish commercial account number is 1,432? And the,
1,458.
where is that?
you looking at the main?
Okay, you're looking at April. It should be
Oh, this
right
is,
here.
oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if you have that.
This was a package with the minutes.
Okay, okay. Okay, so, well, a few more from last month, but, and then total 5,116. So it's still less than 30%.
Right.
So
Keep
how,
in mind, the ordinance just became effective on the 15th because it was approved by council on the 10th. The notice was published in the newspaper on Saturday, June the 15th. So that's when it became effective. So we should start by the next meeting that we have, we should see an increase in the auto replenish or a decrease in the insufficient fund U-turn.
are you getting resistance from people generally that have become aware that this is mandatory?
Right now, I haven't heard from staff that customers are challenging the ordinance.
So they're basically being told they need a credit card and they're giving it?
Being given the ordinance, I mean, it's public record, that way they can read it, they can see it. We have it posted in our customer service centers. I'm sending mass emails, so they've been notified and will continue to be notified so that they know that this is the current ordinance in effect.
So when they get there and they don't have enough money, does it charge them at that time? Or it's when they hit a certain threshold, it charges them?
It's when they hit a certain threshold.
And
So
it charges what?
it charges their credit card, let's say me, my business, based on my crossings, I cross once a day. Then my threshold would be $25. I cross one 5-axle truck daily. If I don't have money, it'll charge my credit card $25, so the next time, $23.75, it'll cover my crossing.
But who sets that
The
threshold?
customer sets the threshold based on their crossings, their by month, by week, by day, however they set it up.
But what if their threshold is not
If
sufficient?
it's not adequate, we will study that. And if the threshold that they're indicating is not enough, then we'll ask them to increase the threshold.
Do you have a report that says the number of people that do have a credit card on file for auto replenish that are still getting insufficient funds charges? Like, they're not putting, it's not that they don't have an auto replenish, because originally I think
They're
we
not.
thought the auto replenish
I mean,
was the
If
solution.
they don't have enough, let's say, you put auto recharge $25. If I don't have enough, the next time, they're gonna charge you another 25, another 25, and it's gonna keep recharging until you have enough money in the account or bring it to a positive state. It's gonna keep recharging.
I know, but my point is that like, if it could still get to a point where it's an issue, right? Because it only replenished $25, but they just tried to cross 3 trucks, or 3 of their drivers tried to cross at the same time. So it auto replenished the $25.
Auto replenish again and again and again, every time it goes below the threshold.
So, okay, so there's no way, I mean, so we cannot set a threshold of is there a way for us to,
I mean,
but do we have
They should
do we
be-
have a report, is there a way for us to generate a report on if they're hitting the non-sufficient funds and they have a credit card?
I'll look into
on top?
that, because if it, I mean, it'll keep auto replenishing, it's not gonna replenish one time and stop. It'll keep doing it until you have enough money in your account. But I'll monitor it and see what's happening, and if there's a need to identify or make them aware of a higher threshold, then we will address it.
Yeah, because I
But
think,
it's too soon, we just started, so we have to give it, I wanna give it some time. Hopefully for the next meeting, we can get your report, which will include that.
thank you.
Because in that case, what we can do is set up the minimum amount for a truck with a trailer. That will be the minimum for replenish. So once one truck crosses,
Así
and
es,
that's
¿no?
your minimum, it's already recharging another truck.
Right.
And if you have 5, pues automatic charges
Te va
5
cobrando, it's gonna keep charging the credit
once
card.
you get to the threshold.
Yeah.
Any other questions? No. So,
I do have one. Because I noticed that the insufficient funds went up again, like from last month, they increased a little bit. Instead of seeing a downward trend, we're seeing stagger numbers, right? I think the intent was to try to figure out how to, right, get it, right? So, when it comes to this auto replenish, it seems like that should be the solution, but I don't want there to be like hiccups with this auto replenish because
Yeah.
I mean, the idea wasn't to, squeeze money out of them. It was more like to get these crossing them. And it's good. I want to commend the commission for the work that you all have done because, through these changes, like we've actually significantly dropped the amount of U-turns. So, I mean, all that just adds to the efficiency of the port and everything like that. So, I mean, I think it's really good work that's being done. I just want to make sure that we can be as efficient as possible, just because we've got this like influx of trade coming and we want to make sure we're ready for it.
Anything else? Me?
I think it's gonna reflect in the next meeting.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully
That's where
see,
we're gonna see something interesting.
yeah, that's the plan.
I do have a question. I don't know if the other members of the, Chairman, could I? Thank you. I don't know if the other members of the committee might agree with this, but because we're occasionally asked to weigh in on financial matters such as fees or fines for U-turns, or, potentially we've been talking a little bit about per axle fees and how they compare with other ports. Would you be able to share with us, for the bridge revenue in total, what it was last fiscal year, the budget request and how it actually turned out for this fiscal year that we're still, 9 or 10 months into, maybe less, maybe 6 or 7, what the budget request and what the actuals are looking like? And what the budget request will be for, when you go through the August.
Well, I mean, right now, the budget is not public
Okay.
because it's
It's
still
not
a
public.
working document, it's not final. So the budget for next fiscal year, until the workshops and until the budget gets approved, then it'll be available. But right now, our statistics are on the city website under Bridge monthly.
Okay.
We send them to city secretary, they upload it onto the city webpage. Just go to the departments under Bridge, and you will have the budget to actual comparison last year to this year, pedestrian, non-commercial, commercial, southbound, traffic distribution, you get all the reports there.
Thank you.
So I can share them with you, but you can periodically
I can help
go
myself.
into the website and look at them. We do share them with the public.
And, oh, you okay? Thank you. Any other report? Rich?
I'll email you, I'll share the World Trade Bridge, but it's as of May, we already got the presidential permit, but I'll keep sharing it with you all, I'll send it through email.
Other business? No other business?
For next month,
We- We might have a special meeting for the air pollution, the monitors, the air monitors. Council requested that we look into the monitors that they wanted installed. And I think we're gonna do it at a special meeting just for that, because it might take long. I have no idea how long it's gonna take. And Mr. Laurel is asking if we can push the July meeting to be early July, like the second week. That's what he's saying. I think that's the
we're
next
not
one.
gonna be, we're not gonna be here, we're gonna be in Mexico City, right?
Maybe poll the members, maybe poll you all,
Yeah.
send a poll out to see
That
when you all
would be
are
great.
The county's gonna have their meeting.
Can you?
I'll send an email out to all the committee members
To see what different days.
indicating the request for this special meeting on the topic and to give me dates.
So that, I mean, honestly, it was more than just a meeting. I think Mr. Torres requested if we could do some type of a workshop so that everybody can participate, everybody can say whatever they want to say regarding these air monitors.
You know what, I think there's some underlying issues that we gotta work about. I know it's TCQ monitors, but we also gotta learn why it's being presented. I think there's some underlying funding that we can probably get, so they can present that as well.
I mean,
So hopefully we get information on that.
We currently have TCEQ monitors at World Trade and at Ridge 2, but they're monitored by TCEQ. So, but we'll get the details and we'll do the workshop and make it public so that, I
In
don't know
Council-
what Councilmember Torres, I'll go back to the meeting to see the request so that we can have the adequate space and time for
I mean, I would
citizens.
just recommend the public library, schedule a workshop meeting like you all did last time for whatever day that is most of you can be there, and let this be discussed and decided, and then the recommendation, we have our next council meeting on the 22nd of July, so I think we'd appreciate a recommendation by then.
Chairman,
We-
council member,
Full.
I believe, I wasn't at the city council meeting the whole evening, but I did go home and got some popcorn and watched the rest of it. And I believe it was characterized, the request was characterized as a town hall, but
Yeah.
you have to go back and look at the video.
Yeah, so we can comply. Now, for the July 22nd meeting, the deadline is July 5th, so it's right around the corner.
For July 5th, what do you mean?
Is the deadline for items for the July 22nd city council meeting.
July 5th?
Those are the deadlines that we get.
Well, we can extend it a week before, the Wednesday before. That's usually when we turn in. I'll put it as one of my
The
items.
Wednesday before is when they post the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when we submit our items, like council members can
But we
submit.
we're given a timeline, and we have to submit by July 5th.
Well, hopefully the members can poll, if you can poll them. If you know they're gonna hold the meeting, just advise Mr. Knapp maybe that it's gonna be there for the 5th and that they're gonna meet, and then it could be, on the agenda, the suggestion that they have.
Okay.
And if they don't have one by then, we'll just table it.
Okay. Okay. I'll do that.
No. Just adding as well, another request from Mr. Hossa. The timeline of when they anticipate repairs of the refrigeration unit and delivery bridge, they can kind of get that on the agenda.
Will do.
Do I have a motion
They
to
can
adjourn?
adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Gonzalez, second by
Mr. Olivares.
Mr. Olivares.